What a Pro Tour event we had in Las Vegas this weekend. What's up everyone, it's Alicia here. I wish the rest of the season is going to be as exciting the Las Vegas Pro Tour event was. I'm gonna recap both sides, FPO and MPO. I'm gonna start with the FPO sides, but long story short, Catrina Allen held the driver's seat from the first round and secured the win. And the last round was just playing it safe, not doing big mistakes. And kudos to Catrina Allen and congratulations, like she played like a professional, didn't make any big mistakes, played to her strengths, and overall just kept the competition behind her. Missy Gannon, consistent as always, took the second place. Congratulations, Missy. I think Missy Gannon is going to be in the top 4, top 5 a lot of this season, just like she was last season. I'm pretty sure, like, she's really consistent and, well, she can handle pressure apparently really well. Holin Handley had the hot round the last round, -9, and nudged herself to the third place on top of Ella Hansen and Henna Blomroos. Henna had a great weekend, like she was also playing really good disc golf. I have to give credit where credit is due, and Henna looked better than last season, even though she finished 4th and Paige Pierce and Kristin Tatar is still missing. Overall, I think Henna looked really good, and this is the first Pro Tour event this season, so Henna can do wonders as the season progresses. Ella Hansen had a slow start, but the round 2 and 3 was really good, and she was all the way to the last round battling for the second place, even for the win. But unfortunately, Ella Hansen had a bad last round. That's the FPO side. So now we're gonna jump into the MPO side, and I have to say that I hope the rest of the season is going to be as interested, as close as the MPO side was. We have to mention, of course, Simon Lisov. Unfortunately, Simon's last 2 rounds weren't that good, and he finished tied for 47th. But the first 2 rounds were actually really good. And even though Simon's final position wasn't probably where he wanted it to be, but I saw glimpses of there that it's gonna be a great season for Simon. So even though the 47th place isn't what Simon wanted, it's gonna be a great season for Simon. I don't doubt that at all. But as you can see, the top is really close, and I love that. Watching throughout the weekend, one thing that stood out was how close everything was. But eventually, Calvin Heimburg took the win, which isn't surprising when you watch Calvin play. Even though the first round he showed only he showed only -3, but the next 2 rounds, -10, -10, 2 -10s in a row, and a -8 to secure the win just over Kevin Jones. Kevin Jones had an incredible weekend. -7, -10, -9. Unfortunately, the last round wasn't as good for Kevin Jones, and for the double bogey at the last hole, secured the win for also Calvin and for the tied second place. But Kevin Jones overall, considering what's going on in Prodigy, considering all the like bad things about the CEO saying that there's no top tier players in Prodigy except Cannonball, this was really good for Kevin Jones, and also to prove that he is, as we all know, he is one of the top players. Congratulations, Calvin and Kevin. That was a really nice competition to watch. I have to say, Ezra Aderhold is finally there, where I at least think he should be. This might be a hot take, I don't know, but Ezra is one of those players who has a lot of potential. He has a great sidearm, he has a great backhand, one of the best backhands. He just needs consistency, and now we can see what happens when Ezra is performing as he should. Tied for second place with Kevin Jones. And I think if Ezra keeps this up, he's going to be in the top way more often than not. Drew Gibson had a bit of a slow start. Drew Gibson had -3 in the first round, -4 on the second round, but then on the third round, -12, the hot round, and last round, -9 to secure tied 4th place. Overall, even though Drew had a really slow start, Drew played excellent disc golf the last 2 rounds. As I said, like every single one in the top 10 is players who can win the match. Even like top 15 Have to mention Paul Mcbeth. Paul played a really consistent weekend. We got a glimpse of the Mcbeast activated in a couple of rounds, especially the last round, the first 6 holes. 6 under 6. I was like, okay, well, apparently Paul Mcbeth is winning this again. And the front 9 in general in Paul Mcbeth was really good, but unfortunately the back 9 wasn't as good. And the beast mode was deactivated on the back 9. But that just shows that Paul Mcbeth is arguably one of the best players in the world at the moment, and everybody should fear him and at least acknowledge his presence. Anthony Barela, need to talk a little bit about Anthony Barela. The first 2 rounds was great for Anthony Barela, but unfortunately the 2 last rounds, the round 3 and 4, wasn't as good. So I don't know what happened, maybe the nerves got to him, but overall Anthony Barela can be really proud what he did in Las Vegas, especially because he's throwing with new discs. I have to say that it looks bright for Anthony Barela at the moment. But yeah, that's the first recap of the year. I have to say, Las Vegas, even though it's the first Disc Golf Pro Tour event, it was already better than almost every other Pro Tour event last year, except the European Open. European Open was the best event last year, in my humble opinion. And so far, Las Vegas was like really good. And I hope they keep this level up the whole year. And I can't wait for the season to continue, which will continue sooner than you think. And I'm going to do the recaps as normal. So if you like my recaps, if you like me as a person, if you like disc golf and you want to see more disc golf, remember to subscribe, like the video and comment down below. What are your thoughts about Las Vegas? What are your thoughts about what I said about Ezra? What are your thoughts about what I said about Simon or Anthony? Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.